Welcome to Finish First Financially. I'm Goran Radanovic. I'm back with another post from Reddit. So I'll read it and then give my take on it. Obviously, it's not financial or investment advice. It says, wife and I have about $90,000 liquid. What would you do in my shoes in this market? Have $90,000 in a HYSA, high yield savings account, is obviously not ideal, but there are a multitude of reasons. Job volatility, bought and sold a condo, just had our first kid. We've played it very conservative over the past year and focused on building up our savings. For reference, we have more than double in various investments, not including real estate. In this current volatile market, what would you do? Hold in a HYSA and keep raking in about $220 a month in interest? Invest in CDs, mutual funds? Say screw it and buy crypto? For reference, we're both employed in our early 30s with a kid in a relatively high cost of living city. No debt outside of mortgage, which is good. Obviously, you want to be debt free. That's the main goal. But the only debt that I would kind of consider acceptable is a house mortgage. And then he edited the post. He said, getting a lot of great comments, which I appreciate. To add some more context, we have a 529 we opened for the kid, but only have about 2,000 in currently. I'm already leaning towards keeping 60,000 in the HYSA for emergency funds, which gives me 30K plus if we keep our jobs, which feels safe at the moment, but you never know, to really move around. All right, so here's what I did once I became homeless. I wanted to secure myself. I wanted to have a safety net. And I saved up enough money to cover my three most essential expenses, which was housing, food, and utilities. I wanted to have that covered in case my income stopped, because you never know when it might stop. And I didn't want to go back to the street. I didn't want to be wiped out completely. And in case that happened, I wanted to have some kind of insurance. And that was the 6 months that I saved for those three crucial expenses. So I'm glad that he's saying, I want to keep money in a savings account just so that in case of emergencies, so that I've got my main expenses covered. So 60K in the HYSA for emergency funds should be relatively enough. So that's the first great step that I feel that he took. That's exactly what I did. I think covering yourself, especially in the times that we're at, or any times, you never know when your income is going to stop. That's why it's also important to have multiple streams of income. But if you don't have multiple streams of income, at the very least, have that emergency fund to cover yourself for situations that are unforeseen and unpleasant. So that's a great thing to start off with. Now, going on to investments, which is actually his question. So what happened to me once I started making money and started paying off my debt, I was of the opinion that, if I take this money, these savings, and I invest it and the investment grows, then I'm going to use that money to pay off all of my debt, and then I'll still have money on top of that I'll be able to save. That was my thinking. And usually it doesn't work out like that, and it definitely didn't work out like that in my case. What happened to me, and I'll specifically talk about crypto because he mentions that, is that most people who get into crypto are obviously beginners, and they get in at the wrong time. They usually get in at the top, because what happens is they see a whole bunch of news online and even on TV, and the price of this coin is going up, so let me get in on it, and it's already gone up several 100%. So they usually end up getting in at the top. Exactly what happened to me. And I invested the bit of savings that I had, and for the next few months I watched my portfolio dip 90%. That was in crypto. So that was a hard lesson to learn. And I thought that I'd mention that because I saw that was one of his options. Now, going a bit further into investments, regardless of what investment you get into, whether it's the stock market, whether it's gold or real estate, you have to really go into the mindset of First of all, no investment is 100% safe. It doesn't matter how long it's been around. And I think it's important to go into investments with the mindset that you pretty much write that money off, if I could put it that way. Now, obviously, nobody wants to lose money, but that's how you really need to look at it. And it's important to look at it like that because, at the very least, you want to get your money back and you want to make a profit. But what if you don't? What happens? How much are you going to be affected by that investment going completely belly up? And that's how you need to look at the amount that you dedicate to any investment, regardless of what it is. If you were to lose it, how would that affect your life? Would it mean that now you no longer have any money to save? Would it mean that now you actually owe money because you took out? Some people have even they've used their credit cards to fund purchases of crypto, which is crazy. So that's why I say it's so important to go into the mindset, into investment with the mindset of, I might never see that money again. How would that impact me? And I think that's a good mindset to go into it. Obviously, you want to make as much money off of the investment as possible. And that's to be seen as a bonus, not as a, well, it definitely has to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. That's an extremely important view to take when going into an investment. That's why I say view it as if you're never going to see that money again. That's what it is. And if you are going to rely on that investment for to pay off debt, to save money, and that doesn't materialize after a certain time, you're going to view that as a bad investment, even though it might not be. It might just need time for it to provide you with returns. And in that kind of situation, when you're relying on an investment for other things, you could actually panic sell, or you could do some other stupid things that you shouldn't do because you are rushing. Most investments usually take a while to provide any return, so you need to be patient. And that's why I say that this mindset of writing this investment off as if nothing happens is so powerful, because if you view it like that, you give it a chance to progress. You give it a chance to provide you with returns. You're not rushing. You're not going to make any most likely, you're not going to make any stupid errors. And that's how I feel about it. So I wish you all the best. Good luck.